Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. My name is Aaron. Delighted to be joined here by John McMahon of the JMac podcast to run through this weekend's action in the All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. We've four big games to discuss. We've obviously got Clare taking on Roscommon, Mayo against Kildare, Cork against Limerick, and also the much anticipated meeting between Armagh and Donegal as well. Just a reminder, we're brought to you by Declan Kirby GAA Star, the best children's GAA book out there in the market at the minute. You can find it on Amazon, Easons, all good bookshops as well. So if you could check that out in the description down below, it'd be much appreciated. And before we get into it, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel in the last couple of months. We recently hit 3,000 subscribers, so not too bad, can't complain. So for anyone who has tuned in over the past few years and all the rest, it's been very much appreciated. And shout out to everyone who's come on the podcast as well. Yourself, John. Make sure to check out John's podcast as well while you're at it there. You know, share the love around, share the subscriptions around. Would all be happy. But yeah, John, how's things with yourself anyway, my man?
No, all's good, my man. I'm absolutely delighted to be on again. It's always a pleasure, and it's great to hear the channel's growing. You've got that amount of subscribers on YouTube. You do absolutely sterling work, my man. So it's thoroughly deserved. So a big hat tip to yourself, and it's mighty work. And obviously, like I'm in the same game as yourself, but God, you do absolutely Trojan work. It's brilliant to see. It's great to see content basically every day of the week. I think it kind of suits anybody working from home, and it's brilliant, Darren. So well done, my man, and long may the good success continue for yourself into the future. But yeah, no, we're really looking forward to the action again. God, it's hard to believe it's only on my podcast there during the week, and I was saying to the lads, God, we've only one more month of this, one more month of all this action to happen. So it's Christ, I don't know where this year's going so far. I don't know how we're halfway through it already, but time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, we're getting to the business end of the Tailteann Cup and the Championship. Obviously, the Tailteann Cup semi-finals on next weekend, and we have the qualifiers this week. So yeah, some interesting points, and yeah, I can't wait to divulge in it all, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. And you make a good point there as well. Like, I mean, I think this time next month we'll be in the All-Ireland semi-finals, and then before we know it, like what All-Ireland finals, July 24th. So, I mean, geez, yeah, it's going to be strange going into August without any All-Ireland finals or anything really. Like, it's going to be a bit weird.
Definitely. Like, and I suppose you kind of base your year around when the All Ireland's going to be, etc. And the fact that like you'll have no All Ireland final in bloody September now, and oh man, I don't know. Like, I know obviously it kind of suits the club player in the split season, and it's brilliant, and you know it'll be wrapped up by July. And I suppose it kind of suits me maybe because I'm going away on holiday in September, so no football to worry about maybe, but. It will be different having no All Ireland to look forward to this September. It'll take a bit of getting used to. Will it suit to be in July? Will the weather be good? It's always sunshine in September for the All Ireland final normally, but yeah, it's mad to think it's going to be basically over in a month, Aaron. It's crazy the way they've whacked it all out essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, sure. Look, we'll crack into this weekend's games. You've Clare versus Roscommon and Mayo versus Kildare. I suppose first of all, really the big topic of the weekend, obviously going into these two games, as I'm sure you know, John. Obviously, I listened to your podcast there this morning. Obviously, yourself, Johnny Murtagh, Daniel Gilden, Finian Hanley, all running through the two games in Croke Park. But really, like as I was saying, like when I was speaking with Matthew Hurley there on Monday, I was saying it'd be nice for counties like Clare and Roscommon to get their day out in Croke Park, but realistically, like when you look at the times of these games, like I mean, the fact that Mayo and Kildare is on a 6 p.m. throw-in, like you think half them players won't get home, like especially the Mayo players probably won't get home till midnight. Obviously the Mayo fans as well, like I don't know how half them are going to get home, like if they'll be driving, there's going to be all sorts of traffic, I mean all sorts of chaos really. So like what's your opinions on that really, because it as we were talking off air there, like it doesn't make any sense really, like especially Clare Roscommon, two teams, from the same part of the country. Like they could easily have that game at Pearse Stadium or Carrick-on-Shannon or something like that. But crazy, really, that they have these ones in Croke Park.
Madness, Aaron. Absolute madness. And like it's not like it's getting any cheaper to kind of go about your business these days without having to pay maybe a hotel, B&B, absolutely anything in Dublin. So like it just really doesn't make any sense. It really kind of makes a bit of a joke of it. I think was it Daniel or Johnny would say that like is it just does everyone get a chance to play in Croke Park, or like is it just like a little prize that's on offer to play in HQ? But no, look, it's not going to be fit for purpose this weekend. We know the crowd probably won't come. I know Mayo fans are absolutely passionate. I don't know when the Clare fans travel. Rossi's maybe, the fact that it's on TV as well, I think that'll take a bit of the crowd away. So look, it's probably just not great thinking again. And like, I know, Jesus, like, we're probably a great nation for giving out, but like, there's so much kind of stuff going on in GAA at the minute. It's probably not right, and you could probably be here all night talking about it. But no, I think that's a bad call to have them 2 games at Croke Park. Newbridge, anywhere at all, kind of, as you were rightly saying, Carrick-on-Shannon, maybe Kings Breffney Park to a degree. Them stadiums would be full for either of them games, or even if you had them as a doubleheader, you'd be looking at trying to fill out the stadium, so it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know, I'm not even sure if it's a money thing from the GAA, because, like, what's it, €25, €30 for the doubleheader? I know it's €25 for the Donegal Armagh game on Sunday, but it just, if it's a money thing, it does really make sense, because I can't see them getting a whole pile of a crowd. You'll hear the seagulls about Croke Park. It's not going to make... Look, there might be 2 good games, but I just think for atmosphere, the bit of crack, the bit of a buzz, the bit of excitement, it will be lacking on Saturday, make no doubt about it. It just, it beggars belief why it's not in a tighter stadium.
Absolutely, yeah. Because even when you do you know what I was thinking as well, when you think of, a lot of people always say the Ulster Championship is the best provincial championship in Ireland at the minute, and clearly it is. Like, you've had some cracking games over the last couple of seasons. Teams coming out of nowhere winning the championship. It's so competitive. Like, there's probably 5, 6, 7 teams who all feel that they have a chance at the start of the season. But the great thing about the Ulster Championship as well is that the games are spread out in different stadiums. Like, some games are in Clonus, some are in athletic grounds. Like Breffney Park obviously is used as well. Like, you've so many different grounds. And yeah, fair enough, maybe Leinster doesn't have the same, outside of Croke Park, there isn't too many huge grounds around the state or around that province. There's obviously a good few in Connacht as well. So, like, and what you said there as well, like, about Croke Park and so I feel like Croke Park should be kept maybe for quarterfinals. I think at a stretch, semi-finals, definitely. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you think, like, even in England, say, for example, with the Premier League, FA Cup semi-finals in Wembley, the final in Wembley, but sure, like, the quarterfinals, the other rounds, like, and it's a big thing when teams get to Wembley. Like, it's a big occasion.
Yeah.
You always hear statistics, this is the first time this team's been to Wembley in 10, 15 years. It should be like that for Croke Park as well, because when you think about it as well, then when Clare do get the opportunity to play in Croke Park, they probably will travel, do you know what I mean, regardless of who they're playing, because that opportunity doesn't come around too often. But when you start handing out the opportunity to play in Croke Park, left, right and centre, especially for qualifiers, all the rest. I understand it for Tailteann Cup because it's different. Obviously, those counties very rarely ever get the chance, but like, especially for final round of the qualifiers, we obviously had this thing with Mayo Kildare where they tried to put this game in Croke Park, I remember, a few years ago. So yeah, look, we could go on and on about it, but it's just it's hard to get your head around it, really.
Yeah, no, Aaron, 100%. And look, it just leads to more frustration that's bubbling away in the GAA at the minute, like the unfairness of the Leinster competition, the unfairness of the Munster competition. Connacht kind of going down not a great path either, and Ulster kind of saving the provincial. So things are bad enough with having this, but look, it's like anything else, Aaron. We kind of have to go along with it. The games are going to be played in Croke Park, and that's it. Like, that's kind of the bottom line on it. But look, it's poor calls. You just had, like, even as well, like, I think the lads were making a good point in the podcast during the week. Like, the business for the town, like the interest that would bring, just the weekend away, like, just not having people. Like, I don't like how people, even if coming from long distances, like, how are you supposed to even afford to stay in Dublin? Like, the price of hotels are absolutely through the roof at the minute. So I don't know how, logistically, I don't really know how it's going to work for a lot of people. It's on a Saturday. I don't know, will that even suit? So look, Aaron, 2 good games that should not be in Park on Croke.
Yeah, 100%. We are going to be doing a football power rankings as well towards the end of the podcast. So make sure you stay tuned for that and smash the like button, all the rest, if you could. Gavin says here, both games are being shown by Sky Arena, so that could be why they're both in Croker, because it would be convenient for Sky. It's a fair point because, obviously we don't know the ingoings and outgoings or whatever with Sky in terms of facilities or whatever, but, if they were handed a game in Casement Park in Westmeath, for example, not to single out that stadium or anything like that, but just general stadiums, like, would Sky be happy bringing all their, fancy cameras, equipment and pens and markers and tactical boards and all the rest? And
lads crossing their legs, Aaron.
Lads crossing their legs, they might get their suits a bit dirty up there, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Aaron, look, I think a lot of this boils down to common sense and giving people what they want. This is not what people want. It's just turning into, as you rightly said, the lads in the suits, the lads with the cross legs, suiting them, big day at Croke Park. The fans don't want these games at Croke Park. The businesses, the pubs, the restaurants, all this kind of crack. Like it could have suited anywhere else in Ireland, bar Park and Croke. So no, bad call, lads, bad call, and no doubt it's going to be the last bad decision that the GAA make this year.
Yeah, the last of many bad decisions, I'm sure. Although they're running out of time to make bad decisions, to be fair.
Surely there's one or more F up before the year ends. But no, it's not great, Aaron.
100%. Well, sure. Look, we shall digress and discuss the all important games. Anyway, Clare and Roscommon is the first one up in Croke Park on Saturday. We were saying there, obviously, the lack of atmosphere that might be going into this one, and it might be, I'm sure watching this, it might feel a bit like a challenge game, but in realistically speaking, it is two big games for both counties. Like, it's a chance for Clare to get to an All-Ireland quarter-final. What a huge achievement that would be for them. Roscommon, like, after some really good work this year, being promoted from Division 2, and then you think as well getting to a Connacht final, put up a good showing against Galway, but probably nowhere near the levels that they had previously. So look, big game for both Clare and Roscommon, and I suppose huge opportunity for either of the two to get to an All-Ireland quarter-final.
Yeah, no, definitely the prize is definitely big that's on offer. But I suppose, look, it's just, I think Roscommon regarding you Tullamore dead right, regarding Roscommon, I think if Roscommon want to start build momentum, and I know obviously they probably had a bit of a disappointing Connacht final, but look, I think if the buzz and hype that's around Roscommon football at the minute, and obviously the players that they have, they should really be kind of thinking, right, we should be targeting a win here, as well as Colin Collins is doing with Clare. He's doing a fantastic job, no one's doubting that. But I think Roscommon, if they want to kind of build momentum now for the next couple of years, get to the likes of Connacht finals again, get to the All-Ireland quarter-finals, I think this should be a winnable game for them. I think Roscommon, when they get inside Croke Park, as I said during the week, that lads, they are a pretty impressive outfit. We know all about the forwards. Connacht final against Galway a few weeks ago, they weren't far away. They kind of rallied very close at the end. Gerard Murdoch got an absolutely unbelievable goal. Maybe he should have been starting. A couple of little switches like that. But I think Roscommon, for the players that they have, for the forwards that they have, I probably always say this, Croke Park should suit them. We're probably in for a juicy enough occasion, a juicy enough game. Fair play to the likes of even David Tubridy, still going strong, still flying the flag for Clare. He's a credit to himself, and Mr. Cleary, Owen Cleary as well. Really good baller, so could be in for a good game, a really good game. But as I said at the start, Aaron, it'd be so much better to see these two teams in a tighter pitch, fans in on top of them, and just going at it. But unfortunately, we're going to be in Croke Park watching it. But no, we're in for a good game. I think it'll be nice and open. I can't see much. We'll not be looking at packed defences, blanket defences. But early showings would definitely be pointing at a Roscommon win, but probably Clare to give them lots of it.
Yeah, Del Boy Gunner TV says I'm a Rossi in the Galway game was a huge disappointment. Yeah, I suppose it most certainly was. Obviously, in terms of the result, there was obviously that moment where Enda Smith goes through, flashes a chance wide. Galway go down the other end, get a goal from Shane Walsh. I think they kicked 1-3 or 1-4 in that time period. So it was sort of a crucial time period for Galway. But as you said there, look, for the work that Roscommon have done this year and for the quality of players that they have in Conor Cox, in the likes of Enda Smith, surely you'd feel German Murtha starts this one. Like, with all due respect, fair play to Clare, they've had a great year, but Roscommon should be coming through this one. Like, if they were to lose this, it would be a big shock. I know they drew in the league, but I think that's a little different, when it's in Croke Park and a game to get into an All-Ireland quarter-final.
No, yeah, definitely. And they should. That's what I'm saying. They should be targeting the win. I think, as I keep saying, all this hype and buzz about Roscommon at the minute, they really should be looking at it. I think they all realistically looking at the Roscommon lads, they probably are at best a quarter-final a minute. I think a semi-final, final obviously is probably out of the reach, but I think they definitely should be targeting an All-Ireland quarter-final. I think if at the start of the year, if they said, right, get to the Connacht final, get to at least an All-Ireland quarter-final, try win a Connacht final, they'll be happy with the year's work. They're very, very close in the Connacht final near the end. We can't forget that. But no, I think they should definitely be targeting the win this weekend. it'd be just brilliant to see some of the forwards that they have on show. You know, the likes of the Conor Coxes, the Murters, the Smiths, absolutely blessed with talent. So it'd be great to see them lads up in Croke Park. In fairness, that'd be one maybe thing from the game being in Croke Park, seeing them lads play. But yeah, I wouldn't say maybe a comfortable Roscommon victory, but I think, as you rightly said there, if they don't get the win this weekend, there'll be more question marks. But yeah, Clare have some lovely, lovely footballers as well. So just how could you nearly describe it? Expecting a nice game of football, Aaron, with hope probably Roscommon to get over the line.
Yeah, sideline view with Dara O'Connor says here, we've not won a championship game in Croker since 1980.
Saturday, Dara, don't
Apparently,
worry.
incredible stat. Jeez, that is crazy, all right.
Yeah.
That's a mental statistic right there.
I always remember that game, Dara. If you can keep me right on this, he's played Mayo, I think 2017 twice, and they gave you a bit of a trimming in the replay. But the first game was brilliant. So look, Roscommon, in fairness, because he's back Cavan in a 14 league final and 18 league final. So when you do get inside Croke Park, you can definitely walk the walk. Let's see, can you walk the walk on Saturday?
Yeah, because to be fair, like they probably haven't been in Croke Park too much, do you know what I mean? In the championship, realistically, do you know what I mean? They might get lost a little bit along the way. I'd say Clare might get lost a few times, although the hurling folk might know where they're going.
Marty Mercy will give them directions.
Yeah, he'll be taking everyone up on his big Clare bus. Make no mistake about that. John Miller says here, some interesting changes to the starting Roscommon team for this game. I'm hearing the type of changes that will leave Colin Collins scratching his head. Jesus,
interesting.
There you go. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you see this sometimes with starting 15s. I mean, Kieran McGeeney's a bit of a famous man for it. He'll name the starting 15. There'll be a couple of changes before it. I think Desi Farrell's done that on numerous occasions as well. Sarah says here, €30 for the double header on Croker. Mayo will prefer playing on Croke Park pitch, but that's the only positive to take from the game being scheduled for HQ. It's a joke for supporters.
Yeah, Sarah, absolutely. Yeah, like it was €30 for a double header, not too bad. Like, but yeah, no, it's an absolute head scratcher. The fact them two games on Croke Park on Saturday.
Yeah, in terms of Clare, like look, they've tremendous talent obviously all across the pitch as well. Like I rewatched the Meath game there yesterday, and realistically, like it was a 2-point hammering in many respects. Like Clare should have won that more comfortably. Like there's so many goal chances. They missed a penalty as well. Like they were by far the better side. But clearly a lot of quality in that team. Like Owen Cleary, Keelan Sexton, obviously as well. Cleary's probably one of the most
a lot of quality
underrated. Oh Jesus, John, you and your jokes, like. You just can't help it.
Brilliant. If anyone appreciated that, will tell me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll be all after you now.
No, you make a good point. There is, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there is a lot of exciting talent that will be on display in Croke Park on Saturday. But no, I'm still expecting the Rossies to get over the line. They should get over the line.
Yeah, I was going to say the Rossies probably won't clear if they win, but that's a. Don't know if that one's quite good. If we could remove the L, do you know what I mean?
Okay. Very good.
Wait, we got there. Need a bit of work on my stand-up comedy, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, but that's probably all we need to say, Aaron. The Rossies to get over the line, and the West will be awake.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'll be going for a Roscommon victory as well. It would be nice to see Clare get the job done as an underdog, but at the same time, it would be a better championship. It'd be a better championship if Roscommon go through, because we'll have better quarterfinals, I think, as a result. We've got Mayo against Kildare, the mighty men from Mayo, the green and white against the all whites of
green and red.
The green and red, sorry. I said green and white, I remember before.
They're coming for you. They're coming for you.
Jeez, I'll just hide under here, will I? Yeah, no, green and red. Look, Jesus, I mean, I don't think Mayo ever played in white, but Jesus, if they lose this, they might be forced to wear white jerseys, to be honest. But what do you reckon, Mayo Kildare? I mean, Mayo surely going to be the favourites. You'd have to feel after Kildare's hammering they got on the end of Dublin. But look, I mean, Kildare beat Mayo in their last championship meeting in 2018. That was obviously in Newbridge, as we very well know. But I mean, it's hard to look past Mayo, to be honest.
It is indeed, my man. It is indeed. Like, and I suppose it's saying off air to you, I'm expecting a fairly, well, I wouldn't say dog fight, but look, obviously the Monaghan and Mayo game, very good, sir. No, look, Mayo were very poor against Monaghan. Monaghan were very poor against Mayo. That was a poor game last week. I'm expecting probably a low standard game this weekend again. I think Mayo will just about get over the line once again. They'll just keep churning out results essentially at the end of the day. I would be expecting a win, but I think the standard of performance needs to be a lot better. I think Mayo were very flat last weekend. Killian O'Connor only got a point or two. He was poor. So I think, it really is time for Mayo to kind of get their season up and running, because so far it just hasn't been brilliant. But I think as I keep kind of looking at a lot of kind of analysis on the Mayo team at the minute, the forward department is probably the area that will let them down the home stretch. The lack of scoring prowess. I think Mr. Tommy Conroy is a huge loss to that Mayo team. I think there's not been a lot said about that. He's a huge loss. No, Killian O'Connor's come back, but you can't just keep relying on O'Connor. You need other lads. I'm just not convinced by the other firepower that Mayo really have. I know there's Ryan O'Donoghue to come back. I don't know if he's going to be fit for this weekend, but look, I think that's what might might let Mayo down now in a couple of weeks' time. I think they should have enough this weekend. But look, Kildare point of view, it would be brilliant to see them get a win, because I think, look, did a pretty good league campaign. Obviously, we know how the Leinster campaign got humiliated against Dublin, so I can't see the game being like that now this weekend. I hope to give Mayo a really, really good go of it. The likes of Daniel Flynn, Jimmy Hyland. Kildare have some juicy footballers. It'd be brilliant to see them, in full fight this weekend. But I can still just see Mayo getting over the line like they always do in these sort of games, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of people actually saying there that Mayo, when they won the All-Ireland in 1951, they were all white. So there you go.
You must be watching the highlights, Aaron.
Yeah. I'm just going back and rewatching Mayo's glory days. I mean, what else would a Dublin man be doing in his spare time than watching Mayo's glory days? Have to watch Mayo win Sam at some point, I suppose.
Oh,
I'm only joking.
They're coming for you.
Oh, I'm definitely not getting on Mayo's good side here so far, am I?
Oh man, you're not going to be the Mayo manager of me in a couple of years' time.
No, definitely not. But look, you mentioned there obviously with Kildare. I mean, look, they've plenty of talent though as well. I mean, although their defence was split open in many ways by Dublin, and certainly there's going to be maybe a bit of a knock-on effect after that defeat. I mean, when you look at the quality of their forwards at the same time, in the likes of Jimmy Hyland, Daniel Flynn, Kirwan as well, and Mayo, like, they defended reasonably all right against Monaghan, to be fair. I don't think Monaghan ever really put it up to them that much. But look, that Kildare attack could cause big problems for Mayo as well, in Croke Park as well. Like,
yeah, look, see, that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, I know Monaghan probably ran out of days fairly quickly last weekend, like they usually do. But no, look, I think there's the first thing. Look, I think Kildare are fresh, but I think it's time. There's been so much talk about Kildare the last couple of years. They've all the managers in place now. They've Glenn Ryan, they've Johnny Doyle, they've Dermot Earley. Absolutely everyone's there. So I think, what's that saying? Shit or get off the toilet. I think it is really time for Kildare to step up, have a big performance in Croke Park. Could Saturday be the time? Mayo probably are going downhill a bit again. The strength of depth for Mayo doesn't seem to be there this year. So I really think if if Kildare are trying to make a big print on something, that don't look like they're going to be winning the Leinster anytime soon. Obviously, maybe not an All-Ireland, of course, but let's get a big win. Let's get them Kildare supporters with a smile on their face again. Put a print on something, and this could be the start. This could be Saturday's an ideal opportunity, but again, it probably comes down to the stretch. Mayo just have enough in the legs to go over the line. But it's time for Kildare to step up, stand up and be counted. They play sometimes like a Division 1 team. They bet Dublin this year. So, let's get a good result. Let's just target this game, because it's a mad footballing county. We obviously gave a player of ours to use a couple of years ago, and that transfer didn't exactly work out. But we'll wait and see.
Who was that? Win. Who was that?
Shawnee Johnson.
There we go. I mean, we'll have to get on to Shawnee there to maybe he might have a spot back on the Cavan side at some point. I mean, coming off the bench in the Tailteann Cup, he might, against
age is against them. Age is against them, unfortunately. Class player though.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, look, I mean, And in terms of Kildare, like you mentioned there, I mean, you mentioned some good points, to be fair. Like, and when you look at the underage success, obviously as well, like winning the under 20 Leinster, getting to under 20 final, you do get the feeling that at some point,
Something has to
Kildare,
give. Something has
because
to
they
give.
clearly do
Yeah.
have the quality. I think midfield
Yeah.
is very good as well. Do you know?
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I think now should be the time that they can go and get a result. Like, I don't think, like, hopefully they're not reading too much into the Dublin game, because that Dublin game, that Dublin performance is absolutely unbelievable. You love me saying that. So, look, I don't think they should be down twos after that, because Dublin are on a different stratosphere to everyone else when they're in that kind of form. So I think they should really target this game this weekend. Will they have enough in the legs? Do they have enough quality? I think they do. They should. They should be thinking to themselves, right, Mayo, Jacqueline Hyde a lot, poor performance last weekend. So I really think Kildare have a boxer's chance this weekend, Aaron. And to be honest with you, it'd be great for the championship if Kildare could win, knock Mayo out, and we could be a few surprise packages this year, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, how do Kildare go about it though? Do you think? Because we've seen them, like when they played when they played Dublin last year, they were quite defensive and they got overly criticised for it. And against Dublin this year, I think the big talk, including myself, I was saying Kildare have to go at Dublin because Dublin have had a few defensive issues as well. But then when they went at them, but to be fair, like they can get better tackles in, can't they? Like they were very naive, I felt, defensively. Like I feel like this time around, it's just about finding that balance. But at the same time, they do need to go at Mayo because you have seen Mayo can be got at, and I think if they get at them, especially with them forwards, they might just have a chance. Who knows?
Exactly, my man. And look, it's that absolute intensity that Mayo bring from minute one. Will we see that intensity this weekend? That's what we're waiting to see. Look, you're always looking at the likes of Paddy Durkin-Parker or Lee Keegan, all these boys to bring the fight to each team, and that's probably what we'll be seeing again on Saturday if the forward line for Mayo isn't producing. So I think Kildare will need to stop them runners. Will they have the strength and depth, the players in the field to stop them runners through the middle? I'm not sure. But I really do think Kildare should really try cash in with Flynn. Flynn is just a beast of a man. Highland up front. So look, Kildare definitely have enough talent and quality to punch holes in the Mayo defence. But I think it's Mayo's runners from the half back line up is really, really impressive. I just think the Mayo attacking strength isn't there at the minute. I think I said it even this to you during the league that I wasn't really overly impressed by what hand they're showing at the minute too. But look, it'll be an interesting game from that point of view. But hopefully, God, it would be great to see Kildare win because it'd lighten the championship up a bit more. It'd create a few more talking points. Because look, if you've seen Mayo win this game by another 5 or 6 points, on with the championship on it goes again. And look, same old story. So look, I think the championship badly needs a Kildare win, but can we see it, Aaron?
Yeah, at the same time though, like because if Kildare were to win, you're probably, and then say Kildare play a Kerry, Kerry probably going to beat Kildare quite comfortably, to be perfectly honest. Whereas if Kerry play at Mayo
Aaron,
or Dublin play at Mayo, do you know what I mean? That's why I was saying to you off air. Look, obviously as a Dublin man, obviously I wouldn't want to see Mayo win, but at the same time, I want a good championship. I want competitive games. I want games to discuss that are meaningful, and the idea of Dublin playing Mayo, obviously we can't play Kildare again, but hypothetically, let's say if we could, I'd much rather play Mayo, because it's a game to get behind. It's a game to talk about. And I think, they don't have too many natural shooters, but let's not forget they still have O'Donoghue to come back into the team as well. He could be back this weekend. Not too sure what's going on with Kevin McLaughlin. I'd like to see him get some more game time. Like, they have a lot of young players in there. They have a lot of up-and-coming players, especially around their forwards, but especially with Ryan O'Donoghue back in there. And if they can I don't think O'Connor's really, been at his absolute best so far, and that's fair enough. He's only coming back from injury, but like if he clicks, O'Donoghue clicks, I think Matthew Moran around the middle is a top class player. Like I still wouldn't rule them out, to be honest. Especially not just for this game, but for an All Ireland.
Look, Mayo are never not going to have a chance of winning the All Ireland. They always find a way to win, and that'll be a classic case this weekend. Kildare will probably cause them a few questions, and obviously they'll probably have the answers to them. But look, I think to shake things up a bit, I think a Kildare win would be brilliant. But look, Mayo probably by 2 or 3 points, I'd imagine. Could even be a slight bit more, but no, they'll always find a way to win. But hopefully, we'll wait and see. But as you said, maybe a competitive championship, if Mayo were to win and then go on and play some of the big guns, and that'll make for a bit more exciting. But I think if you're a Kildare supporter, you have to be kind of asking yourself, right, when is the time for this team? We want a few results. It's already having a good league campaign. Let's get a big win in the championship. Kildare's a football model county, and we'll have to see what they do Saturday, because it would honestly be good to see them get a win, because they've been really crying out for the last couple of years.
Yeah, the sideline view with Dara O'Connor says here, I think Mayo could be the perfect opponent for Kildare. Man-to-man football, I'd say, pretty much could be high score on pity. It's not in the Hyde or Tullamore.
Yeah.
Would have been a great occasion. Yeah, it'll be interesting, all right. Something tells me Kildare aren't going to go man-to-man again, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like I think they'll need a bit more balance. But at the same time, look, it's going to be an intriguing game. But look, who are you going to go for? I mean, you're edging like you're going to do a James O'Donoghue on it there and predict Kildare for the victory. That'll be a surprise shock.
Oh no! Look, Mayo will win. It'll probably be an attacking enough game of football. You're hoping the game will be good, because the Monaghan Mayo game was absolutely horrendous last Saturday. You're hoping for a good game of football. You're hoping Kildare can give a good account of themselves. If you're a Kildare supporter watching this, if you're a Kildare supporter going to the game, you're thinking now, when is the time for this team? But look, will Saturday be the answer to that question? I'm not sure. I'd love to see Kildare get the win, but look, like anything else, Mayo will get over the line, and on we go with the championship, Aaron.
Yeah, Gavin was asking here if Mayo and Roscommon win, are they not allowed to play Galway again in the quarters? I don't think Roscommon are allowed to play them because they can't have repeat parents. Now, I don't know if that's confirmed, but that's been sort of the general word on the street. But then again, I didn't think Donegal and Armagh could play each other, and yet they are playing each other again. So I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, how it could work. But yeah, I'd have to agree with you there though as well. I think Mayo should have enough to be honest to get over Kildare. We've seen Kildare's defensive vulnerabilities in there, and you'd have to fancy Mayo. I suppose a game that's definitely going to be of huge excitement for fans up and down the country, Cork and Limerick. Look, joking aside, it's a huge opportunity for one of these to get to the last 8. I mean, it felt like only a couple of weeks ago we were talking about the decline of Cork and Jesus, what's going wrong with Cork football. I don't know, like if Larry McCarthy, the GAA president, is he behind these draws as a Cork man? Because you get Louth and now you get Limerick, both at Páirc Uí Chaoimh as well, because of the home and away rule that Cork and Limerick have. It's not bad, Cork. I mean, look, Limerick will fancy their chances as well, but I mean, Cork could be back in another All-Ireland quarter-final.
Hard to believe, my man. Hard to believe after all these kind of years of pain. Look, I gave them a good chance this weekend. Home advantage will be key. It depends what kind of noise Limerick bring with them. Obviously, we know the workability these doing with that brilliant county. Munster final, will Limerick be down tools after getting such a pasting by the mighty Kingdom? I'm not too sure how the heads will be after that game. Obviously, Limerick have a lot of bright shoots coming up, but look, they're well paced to that Munster final, so it just depends how training's been going, how the attitude's been like. But look, Cork could be a huge opportunity here. Cork, this is where they should be. They should be getting to the latter ends of competitions. The population, the size, we and you blew in the face talking about this, so they should really be targeting a win here at home. The winner, quarter final. This is where Cork football needs to be, Aaron. Build steps, build momentum. And this is, that's the Cork we're used to. Do the quality to stay at the top end. We'll wait and see. But I think, Cork should get over the line here. It'll probably, dull enough game of football too. I'd say, like, it'll not be setting the world alight. But look, I think Cork should be targeting a win here. Get to an All-Ireland quarter-final. That'll probably be the max and the limit for that team, I'd say. But look, Limerick could be thereabouts again. It just depends how the attitude and what the head has been like after the Munster final, one of the worst competitions in the world, Aaron.
Do you think people are sleeping on Limerick a little bit though? Because at the same time,
I know quality, yeah.
Yeah, look, I know they got absolutely hammered by Kerry, but look, you're playing. You're playing Kerry, you're playing one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, man.
And now you're playing Cork, who, like, if Cork and Limerick were playing each other 3 weeks ago, a lot of people would have fancied Limerick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, recency bias is a real thing. And fair enough, Cork have improved massively since then in their last 2 games. But at the same time, like, I'd give Limerick a big chance here.
Oh yeah, you definitely would. Like, and it'd be cagey. The quality would be probably lethargic. But I think that was a big win. And Christ, it's hard to believe we're kind of talking with Cork and Louth in the same kind of brackets after the years Cork had back in the early noughties. But look, that was a pretty good win for Cork against Louth. You have to kind of say everyone did give them a boxer's chance, Louth, to beat Cork. So they'll have a bit of momentum from that game. But Cork, we keep saying it. This is the positions that they should be in realistically. The quality of player to keep them in this position for long term, we don't know. But look, I think they should be targeting a win this weekend. Home advantage. It's all for them. It's just they need to go out and perform and get the win. And it could be Cork's day on Saturday. But Aaron, that game will not be great quality.
Yeah, Sir Klopp says here Cork will make life difficult for themselves against Limerick. Still expect them to get over the line
in
by
cagey tight affair,
points. Because that's what they're doing against Louth as well. Like they looked. Well,
Louth didn't bring the noise, Aaron.
Louth didn't bring much, to be perfectly honest. not much heart.
Hey, love it. I wonder what Samuel Roy was writing on his blackboard this week.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it'll be back stronger next year. Now, look, come on, the big Louth man. They'll be up there next year. Division ahead of Cavan,
Oh, and then playing the Dubs. The Jacks are back,
playing
baby.
the Dubs, yeah, that'll be.
Will you go to that game if it's in Louth, will you?
I don't know. Depends, yeah. Depends. I mean, is Louth's home stadium in Drogheda or is it Dundalk? I actually have no idea. I think it's Drogheda.
That's a bad sign, big man. That's a bad sign. Goes to show when the Dubs.
It does go to show. It does go to show.
But, Cork to win in a bog standard game, Aaron.
Yeah, do you know I like kind of giving different predictions every now and again, just kind of mixing it up a bit. But it's wrong predictions, yeah. Just like when I said Cavan would get beat by Antrim. I mean that definitely.
Fermanagh.
I didn't say they'd get beat by Fermanagh. I fancied.
You said it would be close.
I said it would be close, yeah, because I thought it would be. Like all the writings on the wall were going to be that would be close, but yeah, geez, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. But
some team, Aaron.
Yeah, well, we won't be discussing Cavan. You've a week break. You're on your holidays this week, off to Ibiza or something like that. Before
I wish I was off to Ibiza. Christ.
Oh,
this
don't we all?
This has been a long week. It's bad when I don't even know what day it is today. Christ. Go on, move on. That Limerick game's Cork to win.
Yeah, no, look, as much as I'd love to see Limerick, cause the upset, I'd have to go with Cork as well, to be fair. But look, Armagh, Donegal.
Did you see the Limerick hurlers after the win last weekend? That looked like me and you in our prime.
Yeah, no, that was us. That was 100% us. That was us in that photo, that, wasn't it? That wasn't the Limerick hurlers, that was. Do you know when they do Photoshop and they cut the heads off?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes.
Yeah,
so if anyone was watching, 100%. That was actually us in the Limerick dressing room afterwards. But look, Armagh Donegal, this is what we sign up for. This is why we watch GAA football, Aaron. It's going to be a great game. It's a Clonus. Common sense has finally prevailed. Why didn't they put this game with Clonus? That's a call. That has to be a call why that game could have potentially been in the big house. But look, it's going to be a great game, Aaron. I give Armagh a huge chance. I'm not really rating this Donegal outfit at the minute. I said that to you before the Ulster final. I'm not surprised they got bet in the Ulster final. I didn't rate them against us. I think Armagh have a huge chance. I was saying to Johnny Murt earlier on the phone that, it's so essential that Armagh, bit Jekyll and Hyde in them, get, a great win against Tyrone last Sunday in Armagh. Let's back it up. Let's get another big win in the championship and see where this McGeady and Donaghy project is going. I think they need to start backing up big performances. This is an ideal opportunity on Sunday. They should have enough in the tank. I think if they can replicate the performance that they had against Tyrone, it should probably be enough, because I think Donegal, I think that fast running game that Armagh played last week, pure and utter fit, is similar to what Derry have been kind of producing in the championship so far. So I give Armagh a massive chance this weekend, and they should be really targeted. And it's time for Armagh to, very much like Kildare in a way, Aaron, shit or get off the toilet.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge game for Armagh, especially after.
It's shit or bust.
Do you think so? Yeah. So for McGeady, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, McGeady, because look, I know he's Armagh true and true, but like he's been there so long, and he'd probably make the call, and if he's leaving. But I think you kind of have to come to a stage. Right, where am I going with this team? It was big disappointment in the Ulster Championship against Donegal, a very lethargic, poor performance by them. Good win against Tyrone, but it's time for Armagh to start backing these results up, these big games, these big wins. I know Sunday's an absolutely ideal opportunity to get at this Donegal team. I'm not sure. Do Donegal have a big performance in them after that? That kind of Ulster final against Derry. I'm not really sure. You can't just keep relying on Murphy. It just depends. I know, geez, the Armagh lads love kind of rolling in the face of Murphy. I don't know. It would be interesting to see will he be at that this Sunday to put them off. But look, do Donegal have another big performance in the championship? They'll be poor enough. Is this the game to kind of right a lot of wrongs? We'll wait to see. But it's going to be intriguing, Aaron. It's only down the road. I might try get to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Donegal though at the same time though, like as much as they have not looked that impressive, you still have to remember they were very, very close to beating that Derry team that were all very much lauding. Like they were very close. Like they were still level with them after extra time. So there still is lots of quality. Fair enough, maybe Murphy's getting on a bit, and especially towards the end of the games, I think it's coming quite clear that he's tiring quite a lot. But McBrearty maybe hasn't sort of had the form that we've seen from him sort of in previous seasons. But at the same time, like defensively, I think they've done very well. I think Sean Patton's made big saves when he's needed to. Like, as much as Donegal maybe aren't sort of, their game isn't evolving, they're still sort of playing this running game, and it's not great excitement to watch. But at the same time, like they're not a million miles off, and it's been a long time as well since Armagh beat them in the championship. Let's not forget that.
No, definitely big man, 100%. But see, this is the big litmus test for this Armagh team. Like, it's kind of reminds you of the league. It's such a good kind of league campaign. They were, bet a lot of big teams, and then to get bet by Donegal in the championship. So this is the big question for Armagh supporters, Armagh players. Can we back up something good and do it again in a very good manner, like they've done against Tyrone? It's just round two. Let's see what we can do and back what we done up. That's the big question for this Armagh team. Can they go back and get a good win against Donegal this Sunday? And I think they absolutely can, because they're very good quality players. I feel Donegal, like I said this to you a couple of weeks ago, they seem to be kind of going down a low trajectory even. Soupy Campbell was brilliant the last day. Falker was very disciplined. He wasn't getting involved in any nonsense. He commanded the full-back area very, very well. Ryan O'Neill, that it's a massive opportunity for him, to kind of put his mark on this championship as well, because I think he's yet to get going in the championship. So I think it's a huge opportunity for this Armagh team, and they need to grab it with both hands, because I think if they're bet on Sunday, I know we'll win against Tyrone in Armagh is a huge thing for Armagh supporters, but I just think, and maybe this has been a bit kind of over-egging the omelette a bit, but it's kind of, if they get bet by Sunday, if Donegal beat them on Sunday convincingly or whatever happens, it kind of feels like last Sunday didn't happen, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time though, like,
you need high standards. You're a Division 1 team.
Yeah, they do need high standards. I do agree with you, and I do think Armagh do need to kick on, because you've seen with Derry, for example, like they've kicked on. Like Armagh have had a lot of good players, but at the same time, like I do think survival in Division 1, a win over Tyrone.
But
but then again, like I suppose it would depend on a manner of this defeat. But at the same time, I think we would all agree in that Donegal are there for the taking, and they do need to take 100%
it. 110% it. Donegal are 110%. Like, look, like a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, Cav in a Division 4 team going in against Donegal all the time, and we give them absolutely loads of it, bar the goals. So if Armagh can even take a bit of inspiration from that game, and obviously they played Donegal in the Championship a few weeks ago and got kind of railroaded, etc., etc. But I think if Armagh are cute enough with this and bring the same noise, the same energy levels, McGeaney will have them absolutely hyped, mad for Tara this Sunday. I think this is a huge chance for Armagh. All-Ireland quarter-final beckons after it. Not many teams would want to be playing Armagh in All-Ireland quarter-final. They're dangerous teams when they get to latter ends of competition. So, Aaron, I'm telling you, if you're an Armagh supporter watching this, start to get a bit excited, because this should be a very winnable game on Sunday. A lot of some of the players in the Armagh team aren't getting any younger. The Falkers of this world, the Soupy Campbells, and Reno is quite young. But look, I think it's time for Armagh to stand up and deliver.
Yeah, Gavin says here, will Bonner be safe if Donegal?
I don't think so.
Beat Armagh, get to a quarter or even further this year. I presume you mean if they don't beat Armagh. Yeah, like I think
if Armagh beat Donegal Sunday, I think Bonner probably will be under a lot of pressure. But did someone say to me he has next year as well?
I've no idea, to be honest. See, I think the issue for Donegal is there's no, like, I don't know if there's an outstanding candidate to come in there or whatever. But yeah, to be honest, I probably at the end of the day, look, he's won Ulster titles. I think he has done a good job. But I think at the same time,
last couple of years hasn't been great though.
when you look at the quality of this Donegal side, like back in 2020 or 2019, I think everyone had Donegal as, even 2020 as well. I remember a lot of people felt like Donegal would win the All Ireland, and along came the Breffney boys of Cavan, and you spoil that party anyway. So, I mean, there's been a lot of parties spoiled in Donegal in the last couple of years.
110%, big man, 110%. But I think it's kind of like Monaghan to a degree. I think Donegal need a couple of good players, and but no, look, I think. Yeah, no, it's time for Armagh to step up. But look, as Mr. Gavin was saying there, but Declan Bonner, there'll be a good bit of pressure on him on this Sunday. I think McGeeney would love to upset the party and get a win for the Orchard County. But the only thing is, if Armagh win and progress to like an All Ireland semi final, I think Aaron, we'd have to be on the first flight out of this country.
2010 was the last time Armagh beat Donegal in the championship.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, no, because I think that was the turning point for the Donegal, because I don't know, did you ever watch the Jimmy's Winning Matches documentary? And basically McGuinness came in 2011, got rid of the party boys out of Donegal.
Oh yeah.
And it was a turning corner. Colin McFadden, the McGee brothers say it was a dark day against Armagh. 2010, Jamie Clark's Armagh debut. It was a dark day for the Donegal footballers, so could be a dark day for them Sunday as well, Aaron.
Could we be turning a full circle? Armagh beat Donegal. Jimmy McGuinness comes back.
Oh,
do you
believe in angels, Aaron? It depends.
You love a good story, You love it. You love a bit of fairy tales every now and again. I'm a big dreamer, I'm a dreamer, but dreams have had reality in this county. And I was going to say unfortunately, not unfortunately. The absolute opposite. Fortunately,
it's been a dream being a Liverpool fan as well. Fair play on winning the FA Cup and Inter-Provincial, Inter-Propo Carling Cup.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's 2 more trophies than Manchester United, so can't complain. We had days out in the sun watching big games. So
I know. How did the Champions League final go? But no, look, I think look, it's going to be a great game. But last thing on it, Aaron, Armagh should definitely go for the jugular here. If they smell any blood at all, which there is a lot of blood, go for it, Armagh, because Mr. McMahuna, myself, I do not rate that Donegal team at the minute.
Yeah, John says Rochford should have been given the job to manage
Interesting
Donegal.
Point, Miller,
it's a good point. I mean, could Rochford wouldn't be a bad shout.
He could be the long-term replacement if Bonner does go Sunday.
He could be.
Because Rochford's done good work with the Donegal lads. He knows
the team as well.
Knows the team, and he's obviously done great work getting the Mayo footballers to All-Ireland finals.
Yeah. 100%. So what? You back in Armagh for the victory then?
Oh, I know there's a bit of a rivalry built up in the last couple of years with Donegal and Armagh, but look, it's time for Armagh to get the finger out, Aaron, and back up a big performance. And Johnny Murphy will be the happiest man to get a win on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to go
tight game though. Could be a draw.
Yeah, I think it's going to go to extra time again.
Penalties. We'll be doing a live stream again.
We could do. I mean, penalties again, or not again, but I mean, it's very likely. But see, I want to see Armagh succeed because I know the quality of players that they have, the work that they've put in, and I feel like, again, like what I said earlier, I think them in the quarterfinals is much better for the championship. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think them playing a Dublin or a Kerry, like I think that would be an exciting game, especially given the fact that Armagh beat Dublin and Croke Park as well, so I think seeing them go through will be better for the championship, but at the same time, it's going to be tough. I suppose records are there to be broken. Armagh, haven't beaten Donegal too often in the championship, but I don't know.
Look, Kieran Donaghy wasn't brought into that Armagh setup to, have a good run in the league. That man is there, he means business, and it's time to push this Armagh team on and try to get a win on Sunday. Like, even a perfect example, Soupy Campbell having an outrageous game last Sunday, getting man of the match. It's great to see, because he's been on the block since 2011, 2012. He's been involved in that Armagh team for so long. So even the likes of him, surely he's asking himself, right, is the time now? Let's push this project on. Let's see Rian O'Neill, potentially shoot the lights out for our Armagh team. So, look, it's going to be an intriguing battle on Sunday, an absolutely intriguing battle. You're hoping it's not like those final, because obviously that was an intriguing battle, but you're kind of hoping it's a positive game of football. There's obviously a lot of scores from both teams, but look, it's all to play for. But it's we're looking forward to it.
Patrick says here, Armagh will progress Rian O'Neill to start to establish himself. I mean, he has been playing a lot deeper, to be fair to him. Like, he's been picking up the ball like a lot deeper, a lot further up the pitch, to be fair to him. But I mean, look, with a quality and talent of him, I mean, who knows? He may a deal. He may deliver.
He will, my man. He will. We will wait and see. Sunday's an absolutely ideal opportunity for Mr. O'Neill to flaunt his talents. But look, will we see Michael Murphy? Could be the end of the road for him Sunday after this game. Who knows if Donegal could get over the line? Mr. Ryan McHugh. Look, Donegal slightly like Mayo. They don't know when they're base. A classic example of that. But look, it's going to save the weekend. It's in Clonus. Why is this game not in Croker when the other games are, so, oh look, Aaron, that's the cards have been dealt with. But look, Armagh, I think just to sneak it, and the time needs to be now for Armagh, because if you're an Armagh supporter watching this around the country, it's the time's now, because you'd be getting fairly impatient.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Armagh to edge it by a singular point. But
I've convinced you, Horse.
You've convinced me. You're like a salesman over there. You've brought me over to the Yorkshire side of life.
The orchard. Don't rob the orchard.
Shall we do some power rankings of the teams left?
Ooh,
now, before, there is a disclaimer, obviously, because it is the 12 teams left before Tyrone and Monaghan fans, come for us, and Cavan fans as well. Yeah, Cavan not in the championship. Limerick and Cork are. Clare are as well. Crazy.
Oh God, madness.
But sure, look, I mean, we'll get started. I mean, I think we'll all agree Limerick are 12.
Limerick at the minute, yeah.
Yeah, Limerick, and then Cork 11, Clare 10. I think Clare. I have Clare ahead of Cork at the moment, just given the fact that it's very tough between the two of them, very very close. But I'd still give Clare the edge. I know those two teams aren't going to end up playing each other unless they somehow made it to an All Ireland final. But I'd give Clare the edge.
Ooh, you must have had a girlfriend that was called Clare before.
Possibly. Who knows? How did you know?
Look, big man, I'm not sure. I would give Cork maybe the edge in that, but look, two very similar teams at the minute. Look, we'll put them at joint.
Kildare at 9.
Ooh, God, you're kind of looking at Division 1. Yeah.
And then the next one's an interesting one now. These are obviously mine now, to be fair, but between Armagh and Donegal, I've Armagh 8, Donegal at 7 right now, because Donegal have beaten Armagh twice already this year. Do you know? But at the same time,
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Do you know that way? But you would expect, obviously, if Armagh were to win at the weekend, they jump up ahead of Donegal.
No, you're bang on, big man. For once.
For once, there we go. Look at that. I'm getting some credit. Who would have known? Roscommon at 6. I mean, are Roscommon too far up in the list there, do you reckon? Or am I being generous to the Rossies there, putting them at 6?
Are the Rossies too far up? Let me.
Would you rate Armagh better than Roscommon? Donegal better than Roscommon? I'd fancy Roscommon to beat the two of them.
Donegal would be ahead of the Rossies at the minute, big man. Yeah.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. So turn that around if you had a chance.
I don't know. I disagree. I think Roscommon would have their number.
You think Roscommon would beat Donegal?
I think so. Yeah, I think they would. Yeah.
Not at the minute.
Big Connor Cox running down the wing, a bit like Mo Salah. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to fancy the Rossies there now.
No, at the minute, I think Donegal would be able to set up a plan to beat the Roscommon footballers at this current minute in time. Maybe next year, but just Donegal marching ahead of Roscommon if you want to change that.
We shall digress. Look, moving into number 5, Mayo.
Ooh, the top 4, the top 5. Yeah, perfect.
And then I think the top 4 picks itself, to be fair.
This is where it gets interesting. Here we go.
Yeah, I think Galway are 4 now, to be fair. I mean, I don't think you put them. I know they beat Derry in the league at the end, but when you look at who I don't know. It's an interesting one with Galway, and I feel like we're kind of sleeping on Galway a lot of the time. I'd have Derry above them right now. I think Derry have improved more
100%,
since the league than Galway have. But it's very close between the two of them.
Well, I suppose you're looking at who won the provincial finals, really. Galway ahead. At the minute, yeah, I suppose power ranking, Jake, one ahead, yeah.
And Derry a trade, and we're not having any arguments there. I mean, Dublin and Kerry, they have to be ahead of Derry. Like,
God, I think for what Derry have achieved so far this year, better teams than Kerry, I'd put Derry second at the minute.
You would, yeah?
Because the better teams, my man. The best Donegal, the bet Tyrone, the bet Monaghan, so just about, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if Derry and Kerry played each other tomorrow, let's say, you'd fancy the Derry boys to upset the lads from the Kingdom?
The Derry girls to upset the men from the Kingdom. Look, big man. I think Kerry probably would beat them, but Mr. Rory spit in my hands Gallagher might have a plan for them.
Well, who knows? I mean, the two of them would be fixed for an All-Ireland final, and that would definitely be interesting. So you'd have Dublin at 1 by the looks of that.
Oh, okay, maybe not to me. Oh no, okay, Kerry second, Dublin first. Yeah, just not Christ, not. I don't want you to be spoiling your face.
To be fair, I actually have Dublin at 2 and Kerry at 1. Like, I have to remain unbiased. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's second?
You know? Dublin are second. Derry are third.
Right, fair enough. Right, really agree to it. Right, okay.
Do you know? But to be fair though, like with the way Dublin have been progressing this year.
Wait a minute.
You know,
maybe.
Like I think, yeah.
No, hold on a second. Replace Dublin with Derry, maybe. That would be a shout.
Oh, here now. I don't know now. I think you're.
Power rankings though. Is this not who is doing well at the minute? Like, is this not, who's had the harder path so far this year? Like, is this not based on current form? Young Maher.
It is based on current form, but
There's
it's
no
also based.
about it.
It's also based on who's better at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like who would win? Like if Dublin played Derry, I think Dublin at this moment in time.
What are you basing on this? Right, jeez, this could turn into a heated debate. But what are you basing on? What are you basing this on? Like, are you kind of saying, like, is it the power of the team at the minute, the form at the minute? Are you just saying, right, overall, this is who I think are the best teams?
Yeah, overall, who are the best teams? Like
right, okay.
Like,
form wise, Derry second, I'd say.
Okay, no, that's fair. And then who's won?
Kerry,
yeah. I suppose. See, the problem is with Dublin
it's
again.
It's a nightmare. This.
Yeah, it is. It's very tough, and look, there's no right or wrong answers here. To be fair, it's all opinions at the end of the day. I mean, the problem is with having Dublin.
It's like having an argument with your woman. Like,
you're always going to be wrong.
What was that Matty Ford? Yeah, true. What was that Matty Ford said? What advice did he give Johnny? What was it again? Dublin won. Come on do we go first if the one? Come on, if go by all year.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He's obviously not happy with having Dublin at number 1. But to be fair,
wait a minute, is Dublin first in your rankings?
Yeah, no. Sorry, actually, no. I've Kerry 1. Dublin 2.
Okay. Yeah. So the correct ones would be Kerry, Derry, and then Dublin.
I don't. Yeah. Well, I suppose.
And does that? And just on a separate side note, does this give Derry a sneaky chance at lifting the Sam Maguire?
Look, I think on the side of the draw that they're on, I think if with a bit of luck, they could end up playing a Cork or a Limerick in a quarter final.
I'm telling you,
they could end up playing a Galway or a Galway and Armagh. You just don't know. Like there's definitely a real chance there. I suppose the problem for Dublin though, isn't it, that the fact that they've the level of opposition that they've played in the Leinster Championship hasn't been as high, and we've obviously seen them in the league as well. Like in the league, they were dreadful. Let's not forget. Do you know what I mean? Like they got relegated, lost 5 out of the 8 games, or 6 out of the 8 games. I mean, they were absolutely, or 5 out of 7 games, I should say. They were dreadful in more ways than one. So it is a hard. Like there's still a lot of unknowns about Dublin. Like when they get a big test, I think we'll definitely know a lot more about them then.
Yeah, no, 100%. But look, it's a matter of debate, my man. It's a matter of debate. But of course, guys, let us know your opinions.
Yeah, 110%. Well, sure. Look, I suppose we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Who's the player to watch? John McMahon. Who is the man we should be keeping our eyes on?
This weekend, I said this in my podcast during the week on the JMAC podcast preview championship with the lads, I went with Soupy Campbell this Sunday against Donegal. Be interested to see how he goes. Could be a dark horse, but yeah, we'll see how the action goes. It was picked from the 4 games. Kildare, Mayo. Let's see. Can we get a bit of a kick out of Daniel Flynn? Roscommon and Clare. Who we talking? As you said, Connor Cox could go through the middle, and then Munster, Cork, and Limerick. You're probably looking at Mr. Brian Hurley to try and shoot the lights out, or Mr. Sherlock. But we're in for a good weekend, Aaron, and Sunday's going to save our bacon.
Yeah, I think Owen Cleary is definitely a player I'll be excited to see. All right, obviously we haven't seen too much of
Cleary, Aaron.
the Clare footballs, Exactly. Clearly Cleary is gonna that would make for a headline, wouldn't it?
Yeah, clearly Cleary is an outstanding player. But look, big game, Donegal Armagh. That's what we're looking forward to. And Mr. Soupy Campbell to potentially rip it up once again and leave Donegal in tears.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough one to take for the Donegal men if that happens. Well, look, listen, big shout out, John, for coming on the podcast as always. Make sure to check out the JMac podcast when you get a chance. And cheers anyone who tuned in. If you could smash the like button and subscribe, it will be much appreciated. That's it, that's how you have to go about life in a well, don't actually, I'm not gonna endorse any of that. You look what you've got me into here, like Jesus. Like.
Aaron, an absolute pleasure. I hope you have a great weekend and yourself spoils you.
100%. Top man. Cheers, John.